Hello friends, welcome back to Liz's Reading Corner, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Liz and I like books, and today we are reading manga. Well, manga and graphic novels, because there are some graphic novels in there too. I'm going to preface this by saying I have seen all of your suggestions on my reading manga for the first time video, and I don't think any of these are your recommendations, but I will be buying them. So my library doesn't have anything that you guys have recommended, and that is actually really frustrating because I just want to read those. So I'm slowly buying manga, or I'm going to be slowly buying manga. So I'm going to buy the first edition the first book in the series of each manga that you guys have suggested, and I'm going to do a dedicated reading manga that you have suggested vlog. So if you have any more, or you have any manga suggestions, I absolutely would love to hear them. I will get them and I will read them. I am also going to say this is, again, a hodgepodge. There is a lot of different genres. There's a huge variety of different mangas in here, so don't be mad. I'm just trying to see which ones I enjoy so that I can read through those, obviously, and just kind of get an idea of what I like. I am getting sick, so I'm going to be not reading most difficult novels right now because my brain can't deal with that. And I'm going to read manga instead because that's what I need right now. So really quickly, I have Kagurabachi, I think it is. There's shiny light, I'm so sorry. Apothecary Diaries. I have seen the anime for this. I love the anime for this, and I'm very excited to actually read the manga for it. My Hero Academia. Again, I've seen the anime for this. I think I want to say third season in, maybe fourth. But then I don't know how many seasons there are. I'm a fair way in on this one in the anime. Graphic novel Amulet. This is Amulet. Book 1, The Stone Keeper. So this is a children's graphic novel, apparently. Indigo. I'm so sorry for the light, guys. That is really, really shiny. I'm going to have to put some of these down because I'm... Oh, I thought this was the original. So I thought this was actual Fairy Tail, but this is, by the looks of it, a spin-off of Fairy Tail. So this is Fairy Tail Blue Mistral. Another graphic novel, Yucatan 1512. Yeah. And Spacewalking with You. Yeah, Spacewalking with You. I think, judging by the look of this, that this is a relatively new one. So, those are the ones I've got. I know it's a crazy mix of, like, all different genres. But, like I said, I'm just trying to find out what it is that I like and what I don't like and go from there. I do like to try, because I know there is, I can't remember the name of them. I know there is some manga that I don't like in the, like, action, I think it is, genre of manga, or at least it would be like action if it was anime. But then there are some that I like, because like I like Sakamoto Days, so, or Sakamoto Days. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to read these. It's not going to take me very long. It'll probably take me a few days to get through all of them. I think that's why I like manga. It's nice, and graphic novels. It's nice to be oh, excuse me, to be able to just read them when you don't want to expend a lot of effort, when you're feeling poorly, which is me all of the time right now. So I'm going to go and read these, and I may or may not be back. It depends on how I will be back, but regularly with updates, because it depends on how sick I get. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'm back. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I didn't film very much. I was very sick. It was not great. It was not a great time. I'm still not 100% over it. And of course the postie decides to come past right now. But I'm feeling better. a lot better than I did. I have finished, sorry, loud bike, all of these. So I have made it through. It took me the weekend, I think, to start reading them, or to read through them. It was a very mixed bag. I guess we'll go through the graphic novels first. So I had Amulet. So the first book is actually called The Stonekeeper. So this is a series from Scholastic Book Club. It is written by Kazu Kibuishi. It is a children's graphic novel series. I will probably be continuing to read this because this is pretty cool. We have Emily, Navin, and their mother, who after a family tragedy go and move into her father's house. So their mother's, I say her father's house, her grandfather's house. So their mother's father, I believe it is. And he went missing. So her grandfather went missing a long time ago. No one's lived in the house for a while. And they make a discovery in the basement, which leads to her missing grandfather and an amulet. And the keeper of the amulet has to save the world, or has to like fight the evil and save the world, or keep the world safe. My son was really interested. He didn't end up reading the whole thing because it was a little bit long for him, and it didn't really keep his interest because he's like massively into Star Wars right now. So he just wanted to go and watch Star Wars instead. But or Harry Potter. Actually, I think we ended up watching Harry Potter because we just started reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and he was dying to watch the movie. So we ended up watching that instead. But this was actually really good. I gave it 4 stars, and I will definitely be continuing to read this series because I'm curious as to where it goes. This little dude, I forget his name, but he is actually a I'm breathless. He is actually a, I don't want to say minion because he's not necessarily a minion, but he is a creation of Emily and Navin's grandfather. And the only reason he's still alive is because the amulet keeper keeps them alive, all of them alive. What is his name? Misket. His name's Misket. He is really, really cute. I love him. He's kind of like a bunny, but a mechanical bunny. And then I also read Yucatan 1512 by Alex Veed. This is basically, who was it that went over to get the treasure? Europeans? British? I think it was a British. Spanish soldiers, going to the Yucatan Peninsula to try and get the Mayan gold, and one of the soldiers, for whatever reason, decides to try and save one of the Mayan girls, and she summons these guys. I'm not going to lie, it was not extremely interesting to me. Like, it was interesting, but it was more the story of like this old soldier who is regretting things that he has done. Then, like, it's extremely short, so it's not like there's a whole lot of story in there, but like if you compare it to Amulet, there is so, and like this is a children's graphic novel, but there was so much more story in this, and there's so much more space on the page for this. I don't know, it didn't hold my interest as much. It could be because I was reading this right when I was like the most sick, but it just was not as interesting to me. And I felt like when I was reading the blurb that it would be, because there's like giant monsters and, or keepers, I think they are. And yeah, it just was not, it was not very exciting. I don't know if I'm pretty sure there's nothing more in there, but like in the series. I don't think it's a series, but I probably won't be bothering with any more from this author. What's his name? Alex Veed. So I gave this one 2 stars. And then on to the manga. So I'm probably going to do this lowest to highest rated because it's just easier that way. So Fairy Tale Blue Mistral by Hiro Mishima. The art is by Rui Watanabe. I don't know if the translator is in here. I'm pretty sure they put the translator in. And it was translated by William Flanagan. This is a spin-off series from Fairy Tail. I was going to go and watch the anime for Fairy Tail because we have a Crunchyroll subscription and they don't have the first season, which is really, really frustrating. So this one is... one of the characters in Fairy Tail is... her name is Wendy, and she has to go and help this village who is... they say being haunted by a dragon, or the villagers are going missing, and she has to try and figure out why and who is behind it. I do like the message. I do like the message behind this, where you don't have to go it alone. Like, just because you want to prove yourself doesn't mean you can't have your friends there, or like people there to help you. It is always good to have backup when you need it. I do also love the cat, and I can't remember the cat's name, but it is adorable as heck. Or I don't know if it's a cat, but it looks like a cat, so I'm going to say it's a cat. This little cat with wings here is adorable as, and so sassy. I love it. But yeah, I was not... again, wholly invested in it. It could be because I haven't read Fairy Tail specifically first, and so I'm going to actually try and go back and read Fairy Tail first before I come back to this series. But I gave this one 3 stars. Next we have Indigo by Chiho Kwong and Chi-Kit Kwong, and the translator is... apparently the translator is Ise, but that says the Japanese translator. So I think this one was written in Chinese first. This is about Ella Summers, and she has to... yes, Ella Summer. So the world is ending, basically, and Ella is the only person in the world who can save the world. Ella is a reporter for an occult magazine. Her editor, I think he is like this weird, or seemingly weird, crazy person who believes in all sorts of like conspiracy theories and lizard people and that sort of thing. And then Ella's professor from university dies. And so as she investigates the death of her professor, she sort of gets dragged into this web, very tangled web of beings who were believed to just be mythological creatures or aliens, or just they didn't exist. So it was interesting, but again, not amazing. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I will continue this, because I'm pretty sure that this one is a series. But I gave this one 3 stars. I have to be quick because my battery has just yelled at me that it's dying. Next is My Hero Academia. This is book 1 in the series. It is by Kohei Hirikoshi, and it was translated, if I can find the page. Here's at the front. Some of them have the translator at the front and some of it at the back. It was translated by Caleb Cook. This is about Midoriya, Izuku Midoriya, and he lives in this world where people are mutating and they develop quirks, or they're born with quirks. They call them quirks, and they're just like superhero abilities. Everyone has different quirks. Usually you will have either one or the other of your parents' quirks, so you'll inherit them, or you'll get a mix of both. And there is... what is it called? UA High. Which trains all of like the greatest heroes that have ever lived the land. All Might is the greatest of all of the superheroes, which is this guy here. And poor little, what's his name, Izuku Midoriya, which is this little guy with the green hair, he has no quirks. He was born absolutely quirkless. He was bullied throughout school for having no quirks, and his biggest dream is to get into UA High, even though he has no quirks. And so All Might helps him to try and get into UA High, basically. Like I said, I've seen the anime for this. I liked the anime. I'm a few seasons in, and I'm a little bit over the anime right now, so I'm taking a break. But I did enjoy reading the manga, because even though the anime and the manga are relatively the same, it is nice to just sit down and read the manga too. So I gave this one 4 stars. Oh my lord, I'm running out of time. Next is Apothecary Diaries. This is following Mao Mao, who is an apothecary. She lives with her, I think it is, uncle. And she gets taken one day and forced to work in the lower palace as just a servant. And then one day it is found out by this new eunuch that she can actually read and that she knows how to heal people. And so then she is, because she loves poison, being an apothecary, she's obsessed with poison, she is promoted to food taster for one of the concubines and gets to solve like mysteries. So this is book 1 in the Apothecary Diaries. Absolutely will be continuing to read this series. I love the anime as well, and I gave this one 4 stars. I'm trying to speed run through them because, like I said, my battery is dying and I have to go in like 10 minutes for school pickup, so speed run. Next is Kagurabachi. It is written, and so the story and the art is by Takeru Hokazono. I'm sorry for butchering that. And it was translated by Camellia Nie. Again, apologies for butchering. So this one follows Chihiro Rikuhira. His father was an elite swordsmith, so he made some of the greatest katanas to ever have existed. They actually ended the war. He has 6, I think it is, katanas that have enchanted blades, and one day, I think it's like a few decades after the war ends, they are stolen, and his father is killed, unfortunately, and Chihiro has to learn how to wield this 7th hidden sword that no one knew existed, and sort of like becomes this Batman type guy who goes around and just kills bad people, and he's on a quest to find the other 6 blades that have been stolen. I loved this. I absolutely adored this. It was so good. There is a character in here. I don't remember his name. There's a character in here who is like so just chill but sassy, and he moves like crazy fast, and I've forgotten his name, and I'm really annoyed that I've forgotten his name because he's hilarious, and he is probably one of my favorite characters. Like, he really makes the story. Oh, what's his name? Not this guy. Also, Chihiro's father, it is such a waste that he died because his father's hilarious. He got extremely excited because someone brought him goldfish. I don't know, it's going to take me too long to find his name, but if you like sort of like fighting manga or like swords or anything to do with katanas or even revenge manga, highly recommend this. It's really good. I really enjoyed it, like I said, and I gave this one 5 stars. And last, but by no means least, Spacewalking with You. I am pretty sure my husband absolutely got sick of hearing me talk about this one because I love this. I loved it so much. We are following Kobayashi. Oh, I should say, this one was written by Inuhiko Doranada, and it was translated by... The translator's going to be at the back on this one. Translated by Joshua Hardy. Yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, so it was translated by Joshua Hardy, and like I said, I absolutely adored this so much. We are following Kobayashi and transfer student Uno. Kobayashi has been told most of his life that he is dumb. He just doesn't know how to do anything. It takes him a really long time to just pick up even the simplest of things and understand them. I am absolutely positive he is neurodivergent in some respect. Uno is a transfer student. He comes in, he doesn't know how to use his inside voice. He is absolutely neurospicy, and has this notebook where he writes down procedures for just everyday things. So like if someone talks to him, or if someone yells at him, or if something goes wrong, or like his routines, so like his daily routine, so when he has to wake up in the mornings, and everything he has to do in the morning, and then everything he has to do when he gets home from school, and like all of his routines are in this little notebook. And Kobayashi starts to do the same thing because he realizes that he's not actually done. He just takes a little bit longer than everybody else to understand things and to pick things up. And these two form the most unlikely of friendships, but it is absolutely beautiful. And I love, because they go to an all-boys school, so there's no girls in the school, I love that there is this manga that is set in an all-boys school that is highlighting the struggles that neurodivergent men go through, because I know we hear a lot about neurodivergence, and there's a lot of women that are very outspoken about their neurospiciness and that sort of thing, but we don't really hear a lot about it from the men's perspective or the boys' perspective. And being in a household where basically everyone is neurospicy, and my husband and my son are both going through it right now because we're trying to get diagnosis for both of them. It is nice to, it's just nice to see representation. I think it is really, really good to see representation, and I'm here for it. So I absolutely loved this. I am going to be buying this series. I'm hoping it comes out as a series because I loved this so much. And even if it's not a series and it's just this one book, I'm buying it. I want it. I want to read it over and over again, and I gave this one 5 stars. So that is all of the, I'm getting stuffy again. It's getting later in the day, and that's when I start getting stuffy. That is all of the manga and the graphic novels that I have read over the weekend. I, like I said, really, really loved Spacewalking. I see why it won a prize. Won a few prizes, I believe. So I can see why it won some prizes, because it is amazing. And I also really, really loved Kagurabachi. I'm going to have to see if I'm pronouncing that right, because it's going to irritate me otherwise. If you have any manga suggestions, let me know. I would love to hear all of your suggestions. Like I said, I will be buying the ones that I can't get from the library, which is most of your suggestions. And a few of these I will probably be buying as well, because I just want to keep reading them over and over again. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with me through this one, through my complaining constantly about being sick. I hope you all have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is where you are while you're watching this right now, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.